All right, we're going. Hi, everyone. We are recording right there. This is Wednesday. This would be day 2 for BCA-101. Review our login. Everybody's good there. And then what we did today was these cards. So if you were gone, you'd want to do that. Put the name you use in class in the front, what I want to be doing in 5 years, then what are the key things I want to learn about technology, what are my expectations of what the course should give me, and then learning concerns. Okay. Here the students could list anything that they're concerned about in terms of learning. And it's pretty wide open, but anything they think I need to know. Okay. So let's move on to the next page. We actually did a lot of work with the outline. We got the outline squared away, and I think we're sitting pretty good with those in terms of theory. And we will finish talking about those concepts of how and why we use the outline. Now, if we go back here to users, everybody should be able to use technology, whether it's your phone, PC, a laptop, maybe a tablet, etc., etc. We all want to be, in terms of users, good users of technology. In this course, what we want to do, we want to work our way towards being more of an expert. All right? More or less knowing more about technology now and in the future than you know in the past. Okay? So we took a look at some key factors in the beginning of the outline. Okay? In the outline, beginning of that. I started off, we talked about hardware, and the term we're going to be using a lot are computing devices. Okay? Again, that could be your phone, that could be tablet, PC, laptop, and so forth. All of those devices have a processor and memory. They have a way to put information in and a way to get it out. Screen, print, sound, probably the biggest ones. Okay, see it, hear it, or print it out. And there's all kinds of ways of input. You know, there's speech, there's typing, there's swiping, there's clicking, scanning. Okay. And then in here, the hardware does the work, and what makes the hardware work is the software. All right. Software, we have system software. The operating system communicates with the hardware. And then we have these applications that communicate with the operating system. So we use the example, you might have a phone, your computing device might be a phone, and that could be an Apple iOS phone, or it could be an Android operating system in the phone. And there are some others, but those are the 2 examples we used in class. So, in this big picture, if we were to look at this, the user communicates with the software, typically an app. The app communicates with the operating system, which communicates with the hardware and gets it to do what you want it to do. All right. And we'll cover the details more later on, but then your devices typically can be connected to the internet. Or maybe not necessarily the internet, but just some network. Even though it's becoming way more common to be connected to the internet. It could be just a local area network and not connected to the internet. And that's true. That occurs more than you think. We'll see some examples as we move along. Okay. So the next slide, we have a couple things on here. You know, so we have the Google, Canvas. We're talking about these locations. Canvas, I'm going to start drawing these a lot more. We have, those are like storage devices. Huge amount of data is being stored at Google and Canvas. When we work on our class, it's there in the cloud, and we come into it. We talked about that already. We store, typically, data. Then we use software in combination with hardware, and we can take that data and turn that into information. So an example that we talked about is maybe your birth date might be a piece of data, and the software then can give somebody your age. The software can take that data and turn it into an age. Okay? Now, some people will try to use these two as the same thing, but in this class, we're going to think of data as the raw facts and information derived from the data. And later on, that'll be advantageous for us. It really will. One more slide of the picture. So again, when we look at this, we refer to this as the internet, and then we have all these connections into the internet. Thousands, right? Thousands. NIACC's connected in. And we talked about some of those things like how we move from using a computer here at my house, how I can go into NIACC and use some things. And later on you're going to learn where stuff is stored here. And then in the IT area, you're going to learn that there's a web server that all the students are going to use. And that web server has access to the internet. Okay? So you can be at home and update the web server, and somebody else could be out here in the cloud and they can get information from the web server to their computer at their house. This is supposed to be a storage or hard drive. And we'll talk more about that later. We finished up the day. Not real clear because I took a picture of a picture on the board. Can't read it down there, but I'll write on here. This is the Google Data Center in Iowa. It's in Council Bluffs. So maybe your Google Doc, maybe it's right there. Maybe. Maybe not. Anyway, that's a wrap for today. Thanks for listening.